Cincinnati, Connecticut. Hey, my favorite place. Good morning. Good morning. You're like me, just need more coffee. Yeah, I had my cup of coffee this morning, and I'm limiting myself to only one cup of coffee this morning. Good morning, Connecticut, because I'm going to be doing something health wise. I'm not broadcasting on YouTube. Yeah, I am, Craig. I am. I am. You might want to check again or refresh the page, but live 26 seconds on YouTube. I'm there. If it's not showing on YouTube, I can't worry about that, but I am live on YouTube, so I'm not worried about that. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. And what I was just saying is I'm going to be focusing on this Sunday. Thanks, Craig. This Sunday, I'm going to be focusing this month, the month of April, on a health issue. So, like I say to you all the time, good morning on Instagram, YouTube. As I say all the time, when I ask within, like I say to you all the time, ask yourself within, what's the first thing you could do to better your life? Do it right now. Just say, what's the first thing I could do to better my life? And you're instantaneously, at the speed of light, going to get that answer. The issue is we always second guess it, we self doubt it, or we abandon it. Case in point, mine is always food. It's always about the foods I'm eating. Every time I say, what can I do to better my life? It's always like, change your diet. And I don't. I don't, not because I'm not aware of the benefits of it. I don't change my diet for any other reason except I thought about it last night and I wrote the term, uh, 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 oh, I wish I can look on my phone because it's really good. It's like flavor and poison over health and nutrition. I just keep continuously choosing the things that taste good to me, the things that I like to eat, sweets and bad foods, things like that. So this isn't about me today, but for the month of April, I'm going to be limiting my salt intake, which is bad for me. I'm going to try and get that down to almost nothing. And I'm going to drastically, 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 drastically reduce my sugar intake. So when I have my coffee in the morning, we bought a our own little latte machine, a Breville, here like 2 years ago because I was going to Starbucks every day. It's garbage product. It's a ripoff, and it's a really shitty company. So I stopped going to Starbucks. This was even before we put Starbucks on the blackout list, and we sorry, Craig, and we man, it's a morning. And so we bought our own machine. So I make my own latte in the morning. And what I do is I have 2 shots of espresso in it, right? I just run it twice. It's a ugh. 2 shots of espresso. And then what I do, here's my downfall. Hot chocolate. I like mocha lattes, chocolate. So I'll take 2 packs of hot chocolate, like a rich Swiss Miss and a dark Swiss Miss, or a rich Swiss Miss and a milk chocolate Swiss Miss, hot chocolate packet. And I put that in there, no sugar added, because that's enough. I add my coffee to it, and then I steam oat milk. And that's my latte. That's my coffee in the morning. So I know that if I go into the month of April and I cut that out in the morning, it would be great. But it's going to be too much to do at one time. I'm going to try and not have any ice cream. Oh God, even saying that, Craig is probably laughing right now, like, oh boy. Ice. I love ice cream. I love chocolate ice cream, and I love jelly beans around this time of year. That's probably the stupidest thing to say, but around Easter time, we always get all those really good flavored jelly beans out there, and I like jelly beans. I just enjoy things like that, but not bad. But because I have congestive heart failure, because of that, my body just does not pump water and fluid around as it should. If I eat foods with excess salt or too much sugar or breads, I'll give you the truth. My wife went away for 1 week for work. I was about 196 pounds when she went away. I'm 204 pounds. So that means this past week, for like 8 days, I gained a lot of weight and I could feel it. It's bad. It's a lot of weight in a short amount of time. And it's just concerned me because as I recall what I ate this past week, I didn't eat a lot of foods, but I didn't eat good foods, a lot of breads, pizza, things like that. So for the month of April, I'm going to try and do something kind of for the first time in my life. For the month of April, I am going to drastically, not the first time I've done it before, change my eating habits. I was a vegetarian for 10 years, a vegan for 2 of those years. And I was at a point in my life where I weighed 230 pounds and I stopped eating all junk foods, smoking cigarettes, no soda, and I green juiced for 30 days straight and I lost over 50 pounds in that 30 days and I changed my life. I felt incredible. I started exercising. I did P90X. Then I realized I had two full ruptured discs in my neck and that kind of changed everything. And that was 10 years ago. But I feel okay. I just need to lose the weight, watch it a meeting. And the salt and the sugar absolutely do play into the congestive heart failure. If I take those things out, I should try fasting. I fasted. As I just said, I did juice for 30 days. I drank nothing but kale, kale, celery, cucumbers, green apples, green pears, lime, and with a little bit of ginger in it for 30 days. Nothing but that for 30 days. I felt amazing. The first 3 to 4 days were horrible. I felt great after that. And I've spoken to people who have done the water fasting, who've done like the cayenne pepper and lemon fasting. And it's always that first 3 to 4 days. It's horrible, man. You are at your worst those 3 or 4 days. And then after that, it gets really easy. So, what I'm hoping, because I don't want to expect, but what I'm hoping is that I get through that hard period easily. It's going to be having the coffee in the morning will kind of subside my sugar addiction. Throughout the rest of the day, it's going to be really hard though. But I'm not going to eat any chips, no junk food, nothing like that. I'm really going to try salads, fruits, vegetables, and proteins, good, clean proteins for the entire month of April. And I want to slowly, slowly start bringing a little cardio back into my life because again, when I got diagnosed with the congestive heart failure, with pneumonia and AFib and everything this past summer, that kind of changed shit for me. And I'm going up on a year of that now. Um, so that's really my focus. And this all started because somebody said something about having a cup of coffee. So eat dark chocolate. I'm not going to eat dark chocolate. No, 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 no. I appreciate all the insight and information into my body and nutrition. I know my body. I know what works for me. We are good. What I would suggest is all of the advice that we have for other people, we really use it for ourselves first. We really use it for ourselves first. I've done cacao. I see it there in my hot chocolate, in my coffee in the morning. It's not the same. Please, I know myself. I am fully open, honest, and raw with myself. I know myself. I would really, at this point in time, hope everyone is really trying to work on themselves. Look, yesterday we had the third No Kings protest. This summer is going to be back to back to back to back protesting. That's why I keep telling you to get your People's Union shirt. So we've got that physical representation. I'm putting out a blackout list for the month of April because you guys like the blackout list, even though I'm just saying don't shop at any corporation. And we've got political pressure. But at this point, I can't just have my focus be on the political spectrum or this and that. My page in the past year, we've gone from 55 million views in 30 days all the way down to the new record low as of this morning, yesterday. Yesterday, it was 3.1, which was our new record low, 3.1 million views for the past 30 days. And lo and behold, this morning, right before I went live, I had to stupidly look at that number and it is down to 2.4 million. 24 hours, 2.4 million. We've gone down. So, I'm assuming I'm well, I was going to say expecting, but I'm just pretty sure that by the end of next month, my page will be down to less than a million views a month. And at some point, I'm sure even with 621,000 followers, I'll be getting almost no views. My page has not gone up 621,000 people. I've been stuck at this number for the past, I don't know, 3 weeks now. You can see every single day there's hundreds of or thousands of followers who leave, and there's 1,000 followers who join. So I don't even know what the algorithm is doing anymore. I don't know why. I don't know why the algorithm would do these types of things. I mean, obviously, because Mark Zuckerberg wants to drop his knees to Donald Trump and just open wide and swallow. But between that and bots on social media, you don't even know who you're talking to anymore. You don't even know who you're talking to anymore. Every time I look at a comment of opposition, I go to the page, I click on the About This page, and you can tell, oh, they've just joined a year ago and they've changed their name 6 times already. It's a bot. They have no posts. And, it's just the most manipulative, insane thing that we're going through right now. And the only thing that I'm going to continue focusing on is waking up every single day and talking about whatever the hell I want to talk about. That's what we're going to do. If I want to wake up one day and talk about cooking, food, Star Wars, Lego, politics, Bernie Sanders, black holes, the universe, God, my past, your life, that's what we're going to talk about. There's like my podcast, which hasn't been a new episode in 2 weeks. Is called No Rush, No Agenda. It's I don't want to be one of those people who are confined every single day to coming on here every day and just trashing MAGA, just trashing this administration. Because here's why. When all that's good and gone, when the people finally rise together, they have nothing. They have nothing. Think about it. I'll still have you, my tight little community. And no disrespect to any of them, but when this administration is what is Aaron Parnas and Midas Touch and all of them going to report on constantly every single day? They are making their livings off of letting us know the horrors of the world. But when we cure and fix it, is every day just going to be today's bulletin is 3 new parks were put up in New York City. Today's new bulletin is the bees are back, and today, like, what are we going to be doing? But I will still be here, me. See, I knew a lot of that would happen with content creators when I started to realize this die-hard focus on MAGA and Donald Trump, and I'm not calling it Trump derangement syndrome. The only people who have Trump derangement syndrome are the people who are honoring, praising, worshiping Donald Trump. Those are the ones who are deranged because they think he's something other than he's not. But content creators, rightfully so, who are trashing and calling him out, it's excessive. It's excessive, and to me, I'm trying to honestly, at the end of the day, find the way for us to transcend what divides us. I keep asking you all to transcend what divides us. Be the change we want to see in the world. Treat each other the way you want to be treated. Let's form the simplest common ground of simple kindness, compassion, freedom, and equality. I'm not saying blue only, left only. I'm not saying in MAGA excluded. I'm not saying this race, this religion excluded, that gender excluded, that color excluded. None of that. I don't care about that. And I've said that many times. I don't care who you are, who you vote for, who you salute, who you pray to, who you choose to love, call yourself, what you choose to wear. I don't care at all. Honestly, I could not care if you've got a bone through your head. I would really wonder how you did that and if it hurt in the process of, but I wouldn't care at the end of the day. I might have questions, but I won't care at the end of the day. But yep, I did, Craig. And but I really think that we need to just really stop now. And I want to touch base on the No Kings protest yesterday. I want to. First off, I'm surprised it wasn't bigger than it was. I'm not. That's not a put down, The first one was 5 million people. That's impressive. The second one was 7 million people. And it has been a long gap between the second and the third because it was wintertime and they didn't want to protest in the winter. It's too cold, right? So now it's getting warmer out and it was still cold yesterday, but yesterday was the third No Kings protest. And I think the numbers are coming in between 8 and 9 million people. And of course, everybody wants to add in right after that. But it was international too. It went international too. Yes, so did the economic blackouts and economic resistance, but you don't see me celebrating that every day like it's some win. So here in the United States, there was, let's just round it up. We'll round up and be nice. 9 million people. I really thought there would be about 15 million people out in the streets yesterday. So and also, I understand the aspect of the celebratory feeling. It's been so oppressive, so heavy, so shitty. Let's get out there and have a good time. But I saw a little bit of that, too much of that yesterday. The marching bands, the synchronized costumes of frog dancing, and you might all think that that's good, and it's a show of celebration, and it's showing the administration, look, we hate you so much, we're going to dance in our frog costumes. But to me, I really don't think Americans are taking this as serious as. No, I don't put oatmeal in my coffee. I use oat milk. Somebody on YouTube was like, "Do you put oatmeal in your coffee?" No, oat milk. So did I say oatmeal? Did I say that? I may have. Who knows? Um, and I get it. I understand people want to get out there, and the sense of community is uplifting, and the feeling of solidarity is hopeful and gives a great sense of hope. But I do not think, and yesterday proved that to me, that enough Americans are taking this seriously. I mean, there was only 9 million people there yesterday out of 340 million people. And okay, out of 340 million people, half of them only vote. So that's 170 million people. And out of half of those 170 million people, half vote Republican, half vote Democrat, give or take a few. So where the hell was that 80 million people? Where was that 30 million people? Where were the 20 million people? These aren't a lot of numbers to ask for. And I understand there are people who are incapable, there are people who are working, there are people who are disabled, but 9 million people is not good enough. It's not good enough. And the sad part is if there's only 9 million people who can make it out there, then that means there's probably about 1 million people who are taking economic resistance seriously. We are not going to win at this rate. We are not going to succeed at this rate. So I said the other day, and I want to reiterate this here on the Sunday Live. What is the most logically resonating, feasible answer we have to solve this issue? We not only have a corrupt, treasonous, very, very bad, evil person running the country. The entire administration is, the entire political spectrum is, and the entire system is. So we've got a really bad problem. Now, everyone is emphasizing voting in the midterms. So here's my first problem with that. If, if, if we get to the midterms, because they're going to do everything they can do to either prevent the midterms from happening or prevent there from being a fair outcome to the midterms. So let's put that on the side right now, the no midterm scenario. Let's pretend there is midterms and they're going to be fair midterms. Let's dance in what the politicians want us to believe right now. If that's the case, we need to vote blue so bad that there is no sign of red anywhere to be found. But blue has already had, the Democrats have already had the presidency, the House, and the Senate in the past. They've controlled it all, and still here we are. So we know once we get this disgusting, treasonous, corrupt, greedy administration out, we're only putting in a party of weakness, a party that just wants to serve you and I within the confines of a rigged system. However, However, Republicans don't care. Republicans have always been for the rich. They cater to the wealthy and the rich. They're backed by the corrupt, greediest, dirtiest rich people, Zuck, Musk, Bezos, that type. We're going to get paused soon, right? Any of those people. That's who they're funded by. The Democrats are funded by some of these same people. But the thing with the Democrats is they want to pretend they care about the people. And many of them do. I'm not saying they're lying and they're not sincere. But again, they want to serve you within the confines of a rigged system. But the Democrats are easier to push around, to bully, to get to do what we want to do. So hear me out. If there are midterms, and if those midterms are fair, we have to vote blue so bad that red is a thing of the past. But once we get blue in position and we start cleaning house, we, the people, must back blue into the corner and hold them accountable to the promises they have made and then some. Bernie Sanders wants a 5% wealth tax. No, Bernie. We want all major corporations to pay 35 to 40% of tax, and we want rich people to pay a 50% yearly wealth luxury tax. That's fair, man. That is absolutely 100% fair. We pay tax on everything every year. You live in Connecticut, you're even paying tax on your brand new car. Why the hell are they not? So that's fair. We hold them accountable to a reasonable legal profit margin cap. We change the system. We change the world. We change the financial inequality. We change the price gouging and inflation and corruption within corporations and financial institutions. And we put every single Democrat, because the Republicans don't care, Mike Johnson is certifiable. Certifiable. When I see that guy get on there and the Republicans have put forth 4 plans and the Democrat, that guy lies with the straightest face. He is certifiable. So we put the Democrats, if we can get them in, back into that corner so tight. We look at them and go, now you've got control. Now you've got power. Do you like it? Well, if you want to keep it, you better do A, B, and C right now. Not by 2030, Obama, everybody's going to electric energy, way too far off into the future. We want all of these systematic changes now. We want automation, robotics, and AI use to benefit the people, not suppress, control, and replace us. We want fairness, equality, and accountability right now. Because before us, America has been nothing but a pyramid scam that serves the rich and the wealthy and holds the citizens hostage to an outdated system backed by chasing money. It's done. It's outdated. It's over. We do not need this system anymore. So we need to change it. That is if there are midterms and they are fair. But the truth, everything in my body, in my being tells me they are going to do everything they can do to prevent there from being midterms or at least a fair election. And if you think they've tried to do things to distract and divide us right now, like the Epstein files, Venezuela, Iran, let me remind you of something. Those are not distractions. Those are not distractions. People keep saying, oh, they're distracting us from the Epstein files with Venezuela and war. And they're doing these things. People in Venezuela have been affected. People in Iran are being affected. American citizens and people all over the world are being affected by this. These are not distractions. They are things happening. They may take the focus away from the Epstein files, but we know. How many more documents do you actually need to see that implicate the people who have already been implicated? Do you really need to see the physical, visual, graphic images of children being murdered, assaulted? I'm not going to say the words. Do you need to see those photographs? What you want from the Epstein files is accountability. And the only justifiable accountability for the people in the Epstein files who actually did those inhumane, barbaric acts, because we have to be honest, there are names in the Epstein files that have nothing to do with those things. Just because Jeffrey Epstein spoke to somebody on the phone and that's in there, or they were trying to, doesn't mean they're implicated. So the people who are in the Epstein files and not in the Epstein files, because that's the other thing, don't think all these evil, monstrous people are only in the Epstein files. As a matter of fact, let's say there's 1,000 evil, dirty, disgusting, barbaric predators in the Epstein files, then that means there's 50 million of them on the planet. Okay? What you want is accountability. And there is no form of justice. We currently do not have a form of justice that is good enough for what they have done. You could say prison, you could say the death penalty, none of that is good enough. The slowest, most horrid form of barbaric torture coming from a guy who does not condone violence might be close to good enough. Launching them out into space with 10 minutes worth of oxygen so they can be in the most horrid fear of imaginable might be good enough. So what accountability do you really want? You want to see them put behind bars? It's never going to happen. It's never going to. From the President of the United States to Clarence Thomas in the Supreme Court, the most powerful people in the positions of the law are the predators. They are the monsters. What's the word, Craig? What's the phrase I've been using for 10 years? Oh, yeah. I'm sarcastic. I know it right off the top of my head. They are the evil they preach to fear. I'm so surprised that line hasn't become more powerful than it actually is. They are the evil they preach to fear. Everything they say that's bad with the world, everything they say that's disgusting and evil about another person, every single thing they claim that is evil is what they are. Do you even know about Anita Hill and Clarence Thomas? I mean, you said, oh, look, Clarence Thomas supposedly essayed a child. Well, he's done worse than that, and it's already been out in the public. When I was working for AGA, when I was 19, 20 years old. I'm 58. So I have been witnessing, observing this shit my whole life. And I'm telling you, so if there are no midterms, if there are no fair elections, we are in a lot of trouble. If they really win, if they really get the control they're going for, we are in barbaric, horrible, making North Korea look like Disneyland trouble. And I'm not joking you. So we've got to do every single thing that we could do. There's no if. We should be doing every single thing we could be doing right now without causing violence. And that is protesting every single day. I know all of you can't protest every single day, but pick targeted locations and hit those places every single day within your organizations and communities. Form shifts. We're targeting, we're protesting outside of town hall, we're protesting outside of Amazon headquarters, we're protesting outside of the White House, we're protesting outside of Walmart, we're protesting outside of my local Fox News affiliate, and be there every single day, every single day, every single day. Do not buy anything from any major corporation. Stop being lazy, stop being complacent, stop pretending Walmart is the only game in town, because there is more than enough places to shop, and you have a phone and you can have every single thing that you have in your house and every single thing that you buy for bought from companies that are ethical. Go online and do this. Put your phone down for 10 minutes. Take some of that time you would use for doom scrolling and positive scroll. Go search out in your neighborhood. Go search out where you can buy your medications from, where you can buy your produce from, where you can buy your fruits and vegetables and meats and clothing from online. That is an ethical company you should be supporting. Do that. Tell every politician, when Bernie Sanders makes a post tomorrow and says we've got to stop the oligarchs from winning, we need a moratorium on AI data centers, which no, we don't. Go watch my pinned video, Are You Afraid of AI? And then go and watch my tax plan video. We comment on his post instead of going, "Oh, Bernie, I love you. Why weren't you elected for president?" Say, dude, stop lying to the people. Stop trying to serve us within the confines of a rigged system. The jig is up. The day is over. We've had enough of you guys. Do something for the people, or you're going to be a thing of the past. Like, we have that power. And for the most part, please, look, I went to see Project Hail Mary yesterday with my family. When I'm not online, I'm enjoying my life. I'm dancing my butt off. I'm shaking my booty. I'm joking with my kids. I'm playing with my dogs. I'm rolling on the floor with my dogs. I'm cuddling with my bird and my wife and all these things. I'm discussing these issues with my friends. I'm discussing these issues with my wife and my family, and we're discussing them together. What I'm not doing is utilizing social media like it is my unicorn, pretending that every single thing is bubbly. It's insulting to get online, to see people getting online every day. Oh, the weather is so nice out there. I'm just shopping, and the bees, and oh, it's so pretty. I mean, I get it. That's what's going on out there. But where is your commitment and contribution to the revolution? Where is your commitment and contribution to the revolution? Craig, where is your commitment and contribution to the revolution? Please make a note of that, because I want to utilize that later on today. That's a badass line, and I've got an idea for it. So, like I said, on my page, I've pinned 2 new videos on the top. The tax plan, just touching base on how we really feasibly can end federal income tax for the American citizen, holding the corporations, religious institutions, X, Y, and Z accountable. And then the other one is being afraid of AI. You go online and you hear our politicians just talking about AI is sucking up all the fresh water. There are systems, sealed liquid coolants, synthetics, underground cooling systems, things that are accessible here and are being used by some companies. The problem is these big, multi-billionaire, greedy ass people like Jeff Bezos and Zuckerberg and Musk, who want to stuff every penny they have so far up their tight, greedy, ugly, disgusting asses. They don't want to pay for the technology. But we have technology. We can have data centers all over the place if you wanted to. We don't need them, but you can have them all without using a drop of water. And you know who the best person is to give us the insight and information on how to do this? AI. A technology that can literally teach us and tell us how to not only help each other, change our political system, heal the damage we've done to our planet, unify, connect us beyond ways we can possibly imagine. And they want to use it to know what you're doing and who you're talking about. No. So watch that video, Are You Afraid of AI? Because having the ability to utilize this technology in an equal, fair way is something that people should absolutely have access to. I don't need a Tesla bot run by Elon Musk roaming around my house. I I have been saying for years, while people have been praising Elon Musk, oh, you're the greatest dude, man. You're so cool. You're the man. You are the real deal, aren't you? While people have been praising this guy for the past 15 years, I've been going, no way. Look at his eyes. Look beyond the color of his eyes. That guy is evil, deceitful, and twisted, and he's nothing but an agent of division. That guy is one of the most twisted individuals on the planet. And if anyone should be deported, it should be Elon Musk right at the top of that list. Easily, hands down, do it right now today. So we all have to get louder. We all need to really have unprecedented solidarity. The next protest must be 15, 20 million people, not 9 million people. And I'm being generous because it wasn't 9 million people. And I don't care how many people also contributed around the world to protesting against No Kings because their country doesn't have Donald fucking Trump in it. We do. It's our problem. This system, the United States government, is the problem. Our way of life is the problem. And as of today, we can only change the players, not the system. I don't care if Elon Musk is on ketamine. I don't give a shit what he's on. The guy should be strapped to a chair with a fucking vest on, thrown into a padded room. He should be in a straitjacket. Honestly, the guy is like a modern day villain. He's like the Joker, the Riddler. He's a psychopath. I'm only expressing my opinion. These are not medical opinions, nor am I a professional who should be diagnosing anybody with those types of ailments. I'm only expressing my opinion. Right? So I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. We live on a planet that provides everything we'll ever need for free: land, food, air, and water. We have seen, because the Amish have showed us that we can get together and build each other a house in a weekend, and here we still are running and bumping into each other and fighting with each other because of Oreos, handbags, cars, guns, iPhones. I'm just talking about materialistic objects. Money. Money. Because a long time ago, somebody said money is the root of all evil, but you can't have anything without money. So we were taught to accept and live with that contradiction inside of us our entire life. So we would never question or look at the other contradictions in our life and question them as something wrong, because we know something's wrong. I was told as a child, money is the root of all evil, but I can't have anything without it. Welcome to Earth, or their version of it. The version that was created a long, long time ago by somebody else, and we've had no say in it. How many aren't you sick of hearing me say that? And the only way we ever make it changing, the only way we make a difference is not by voting for Jasmine Crockett, not by voting for AOC, not by voting for James Tallarico, by demanding that James Tallarico and Jasmine Crockett and AOC and Bernie Sanders and all of them do what we want them to do. Do what we deserve, not what they think should be done within the confines of a rig system, not what they can do within the confines. If this administration can circumnavigate the courts, bend and twist the law to their needs, and wipe their asses with the Constitution, then so can we, the people. Then so can we. We do not have to operate within the confines of this system anymore if they're changing the game right before our eyes. So, one more time, what are we waiting for? We've got 20 minutes left, just about, and that is the floor. It's all yours now. Ready for the open forum? What are we waiting for? Please enlighten me. I've gone from 55 million views to 2 million views a month. I've got 621,000 people. I'm barely getting 1,000 to 2,000 views on a video. I'm now less than half of 1%. I'm less than 1/3 of 1% viewership. So tell me, What are we waiting for? What are we supposed to do? What do we do? Because I've offered to buy 10,000 acres, not buy, but start. Like, let's start our own town. Let's get 10,000 acres and build tiny homes and bring in our own medical staff, our own educators, and we can start our own town, run our way, operate within the bare minimum of the legal system, just giving the government what they need to leave us the fuck alone and starting over, to economic resistance, to making economic resistance and economic blackouts a household name, to trying to sit here with you on a daily basis to get you to break free from the ego, to go within and to listen to that inner voice, to all of us transcending what divides, to telling you to tell Bernie Sanders to shut the fuck up and do something. What? So what? Tell me, what are we going to do? What are we waiting for? Help me out here, man. What do we do? What do we do? And if somebody goes, get together at the next protest, I'm going to fucking run my head into the wall. Go a day without spending $1. Dude, I've gone days without having $1. Please, next, I'd be willing to join into land. Yeah, that'd be great, man. Why are we worried about views? I'm not worried about views. People are moving out of the country to have communes, grow your own food. Focus. I'm not worried about views. It was a point being made to how little I'm getting seen. So I don't know what to do to get the messages out there further. Are you saying you put oatmeal in your coffee? Is that really the last comment? Oh, never mind. YouTube. Everybody's like, go on YouTube, go on YouTube. It's even worse than here. Let me scroll to the bottom here. We're at the bottom. So give it to me. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Because I really don't know what to do anymore. I'm the only content creator, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm the only content creator seeing here trying to fight for solutions. Everybody else is just saying, get out there and protest and vote blue. Those aren't solutions. What? Designate specific months to boycott retailers? Are you joking? Designate specific months to boycott certain retailers. Do you know who you're talking to? Amazon, Target, Walmart, Home Depot, Starbucks, CBS, Hilton Hotel, they've been on the permanent boycott list for the past year. What are you talking about? I've told everyone, stop shopping at every major. Oh my God, that's just so annoying. How can we make a new community of How could we make a new community of people living together for everyone has their own views? Okay. Yeah, thank you. He's been doing that. Add in like fucking 30 more exclamation marks. So here's the vision. And this only gets to work in a certain way. And this is why it's never gonna work. I'm taking my glasses off so I don't read the comments right now so I can focus. Bear with me because this is a cold, hard truth many of you don't want to accept. A lot of times, and many of you have proven me wrong with the contributions you have personally given me over the past year. You have changed and helped in my life. You are enabling my family to escalate things, to move out of here and find a safer place. Many of you do not fit this, but a large majority of people, especially Americans, do not want to contribute to something that will not benefit them. Case and point. I could sit here right now and tell you I can go get my binder. In my binder, I have everything from education to growing food to the community center to the types of homes, a community that could be self-sufficient, off-grid, but not off-grid, a literal real town. We can have our own businesses, medical center, an education center for a community center for gathering, education. We could be growing. We can live in the desert and we can create our own water. We can have aeroponics, hydroponic systems. We can grow year-round, incorporating solar power, wind power. There are so many amazing things we can do, all feasible things, but it takes massive amounts of money. So the vision, you might sit there and say, why 10,000 acres? Because you want a big place, but let's bring it smaller. 1,000 acres. To do this, this is how this would have to happen. We need 1,000 acres. I know where. And where is in a place that, as the environment changes, this is an area that will still stay feasibly warm throughout all of that during it. So we get the land. On that land, the first two things that have to happen, the first few things is one, utilities need to be brought there, whether it's water or whatever. We know that. But the first home needs to be put there. And then the things need to be developed on it. And then people who want to live in that town would have to come and help and build or pay to have their own home built on the town. But the only way we get 10,000 acres and we start building this, or 1,000 acres, and we start building this, is when people contribute to it, knowing they may never even get to live there. They may never even get to see it. But I am one of these people. I will contribute to something knowing I won't benefit from it. Like everything I'm saying now, all of my videos, my books. What's the line from Andor? I burn my soul. I burn my soul for a sunrise I'll never see. Something along those lines. Meaning, I'm fighting for a world that I'm not going to get to see. I know these changes aren't going to happen in time for me to get to live the benefits of those changes. But my children, your children will. So I'm sacrificing my time, my life, my day, my energy, my awareness, my time here for this fight. But if we could get people, and I've thought about a Kickstarter and things like that, if we can get people to contribute to something like this, it could happen. And yes, if you had somebody, hey, well, what if I contribute to $50,000? Maybe we do it like that, tiers. Somebody contributes $50,000, they get a lot. That's tier one. You get a lot. If you contribute $25,000, you'd be one of the first people. I don't know how to feasibly do this, but I do know that's the only way we survive within this system. And if we can't do 1,000 acres, maybe you, your best friend, your neighbor, your cousin, your person at work, all of you who vibe in the same way can accumulate your assets, buy that land and rebuild. We live in homes that exceed what we need. We always spend and want with beyond our needs. We eat with our eyes, right? Ooh, I want that. And then half a plate later, you're throwing away the rest of it. So we live within our means. But we can have a beautiful community that does have an education center, and not where children are learning about this redundant, ridiculous bullshit information. Of course, we want history and to know our place in the world and the country and all of those things. But education should be about nurturing this planet, connecting with each other. And the first thing education should be about is making children understand that the world they're experiencing and observing, the emotions they're feeling, do not dictate and define who they are. They are and always will be that beautiful, absolutely incredible awareness that was born into the world. We must teach them you're only experiencing things. That bad feeling, it's only telling you to go the other way. That good feeling, it's telling you to go in that direction. So we could educate and teach our children and turn this planet into something else. We can be growing our own food. We can be creating an environment and a city. We can be having our own stores and a medical center. And this is all possible. You know why? Because there is a doctor and a nurse out there who do want to live in some place like that. There are farmers who would love to live in a place like that. There are teachers who would love to be a part of a community like that. And it only happens if we are willing to contribute to something that we may not be a part of, that we may not see or live to see the benefits of. And that's the thing that stops me. How do I go on social media and say to everybody, look, I'm starting a Kickstarter. We're going to start a community, a village. Those who commit XIZ and BBB and can do it. But if you just want to commit to a dollar to it, you're more than welcome to. I don't know. Maybe it is something we can do or should do, but I think I think it is the most logically resonating, feasible solution is to start creating breakaway communities within the confines of this system. You know, you can sit there and say, well, I'm just going to move my family out of the country and go buy land in Costa Rica and build there. I'm going to go live in some expat place. That's fine and dandy. Go for it. It's a great idea. Do it. But for those who do want to stay here, who do want to stay in North America, who do want to stay in the United States, there is plenty of land out there for us to buy. There is plenty of ways out there for us to live completely free. Energy, air, water, land, all the things we need to eat. We are absolutely capable of doing this. We do have a natural symbiotic relationship with the world under our feet and each other. So again, I'm asking you, like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Because, like I said, if there are midterms, we got to vote red out, get blue in, and then threaten the shit out of blue to make the changes we need. If that doesn't happen, this world and our country is going to become worse than North Korea, and we won't even have time to do things like that. And the third option, so the first option is we vote blue and we force systematic change. The second option is we bend the knee and kiss the ring and we say that there is a king. Or the third option is we just break away and form these nice little quiet, self-sustaining communities here, there, and everywhere. But that needs to start with one. No, we grow balls. Oh, okay. No, we grow balls. We take what No, we grow balls and we overthrow and we take our stuff back. We take our stuff back. Oh, you mean we've had it before? The people have had control and power before? Hmm. Oh, in the 60 years I'm alive, 58 years, excuse me, I've never seen that. We've had the illusion of free will, but we've never had control. So we grow balls and we overthrow and we take it back. So what you're saying is I should get online and I should tell everybody, grab your weapons, get your baits, get your pitchforks and torches. We're storming the castle. And we get what? Everybody who protested yesterday in the third No Kings protest to do this, 9 million people. Okay, okay, okay. All right. I'll play this game. So I'm gonna go one better for you. I'm gonna give you nine more. And now I'm gonna round it up. We've got 20 million people. We got 20 million citizens in the United States armed and ready to storm the castle. We've all met on a field in Kansas. We're there. There's 20 million of us. We're getting ready to storm the castle. Do you really think that you and your little army can beat the United States military, backed by every law enforcement agent across this country, backed by every federal agent across this country, backed by every single resident of this country who wants that way of life? Really? Do you think that your little army is going to be so organized that we can walk outside our door and meet? Because do you know what you're calling for? You're calling for a revolution, a civil war. And in today's world, that would not be me putting on my blue shirt and going out and shooting people with blue shirts. It wouldn't be all of us going to Washington, D.C. and holding Washington, D.C. hostage on a Wednesday afternoon when every politician is there for their most busiest time of year. No, it would be you walking outside of your door, fighting and ducking and dodging and murdering and mayhem with your neighbors, your friends, and your families, because the opposition, the monsters, the evil is fucking everywhere. It's not just in one little location for us to gather and go fight. So, for all of you who think we need to grow a pair of balls and fight with violence, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. And I'm going to do one more. For those of you who think filing exempt on your taxes is a way to stick it to the man. It isn't. The only person you're sticking it to is you, because you're going to owe those taxes. And if you don't pay them on time, you're going to have penalties and late fees. Worse, you're going to get your paycheck garnished if you piss that money away. Worse, they could repossess your materialistic objects that you worship and praise so much and put so much care into, that you actually treat them better than yourself and those around you. The smart thing to do right now would be file an extension. And I'm going to say that real slow for the people in the back. File an extension. That way, if in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, this country and system really does hit the shitter, at least you didn't piss your money away. And now you get to legally keep it because the system has crashed. And you filed a legal extension. Filing exempt, your employer still lets the IRS know at the end of the year, when your employer files their taxes, how much Jane Doe made this year. Then the IRS is going to go, but Jane Doe filed exempt and didn't pay any taxes this year, kept all their money. Let's look at Jane. Oh, Jane Doe owes. And then they're going to go, hey, Jane, we want our $33,000. And you're going to go, well, I don't have it because the Instagram told me to file exempt and I spent it this year on partying. But I'm the idiot. I'm the idiot. I'll be the idiot. A legal extension means late fee. Don't say anything, Craig. I know. The closest person to me in the world is in the financial business, big time. Filing an exempt on your taxes is the dumbest thing you can do if that's your version of sticking it to anyone. You're only sticking it to yourself. File an extension. File an extension. File an extension. And if it's time to pay, pay. Don't try and jip and rig that system, because in the end, they will bend you over and give it to you in the worst way possible. I promise you that. So listen, everybody, let's wrap this up with some inspiring words. I want to remind you, we have 3 choices ahead of us. 3 choices. 3 choices. If there is midterms, we get red out, get blue in, and then hold blue accountable like there's no tomorrow. None of the protesting and economic resistance and stuff stops just because blue is in. Okay? If we get that. If we don't, be prepared to pucker up and put your knee pads on. Okay? Or we find a way to break free and form our own communities. So here's what you can do for me. As I always ask, please share my videos. Share them. I know lately I have not been making short form videos because I've been going live every day. You can still copy and paste that link and share it into your other social medias. I did post a video just this morning. I have posted a few over the last few days. I have some really good videos pinned on my page about AI and the tax plan. I will be posting more up there, but please share the messages, amplify the messages, and comment on this video. It's going to be live on my Instagram and on YouTube in about 5 minutes. Comment below, not just where you're from, but if you've made it this far, you can comment 50 times on my video. If you comment, I'm from Minnesota. Oh, but you also asked this. Comment 90 times if you want. I'm going to go through them. Craig looks at the comments. We go through them. Let me know what you think. What should we do? And when I say you're an idiot for filing exempt, don't take that offensively, because I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot for eating Chips Ahoy's. I'm an idiot for eating sugar. I'm an idiot every day for waking up and putting things in my body when I have congestive heart failure, knowing it's going to shorten my life, but not doing the things that can extend my life. I'm an idiot. You know why? Because our fucking life is so crushed, so crushing, so heartbreaking, so off of what it should be, that I wake up every single day just wondering, why the hell are we still like this? What are we doing? How are we going to change all this? And I guess I just eat shitty because it's my coping mechanism. But for the month of April, I'm going to give it a good shot. And I'm probably going to be a little edgy at times. So I'm just warning you right now. When I don't have my chocolate ice cream at night, I'm probably going to want to rip some heads off. But we'll get through it together like we always do. So please comment what you think we should do. Thank you for being here. And remember, Monday through Friday, weekdays with Jay on Instagram, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Sunday Live is 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just to screw with you. I have it those two different times. So, everybody, I'll see you later. Craigo, let's hit it a minute. And everyone, YouTube, thank you for being here. No pauses today, no freezes today. How cool is that? Right?